wants to know that young girls were victimized, and because of power and money, people turned their cheek.
Yes.
Like, was this covered up? I think no one should be above scrutiny. No amount of status should soften abuse, and no system should protect the powerful over victims. That's the problem.
Why doesn't this guy Comer want the Clintons to testify in public if that's true?
Well, I mean, you have to have a deposition first. It's what happened in Jack Smith. So having a deposition, and that deposition will be made public because the Clintons are, in fact, trying to twist things and get sound bites from a public hearing. So having a deposition allows each individual to have different members of their teams in there asking the right questions, the hard questions, to then gather it for.
Do you want to see the whole thing on television, their whole testimony? Because
yes.
I do.
Yes, I do.
And that's what would happen with the public hearing. And I think that's what the Clintons are asking for. What the government is asking for and what the Republicans are asking for is more in line with what you're suggesting, Savannah, a private, closed-door deposition, and then bits and pieces get to dribble out. I myself would prefer to see a public hearing. And what I also would like to see is not only transparency, but even-handed dealing with different people. You have several people that have been subpoenaed by Congress. Many of them have been allowed to just provide either a deposition or an affidavit, and then the subpoenas have been released. The Clintons have both provided affidavits, yet they still want them to come behind closed doors, and be deposed. I say no.
Yeah.
The Clintons have done everything that everybody else has done. Now let's make it public. Let's hear it.
Who makes that decision, though, Sonny?
It would be Congress. And the other thing that I will say, just to put a button on it, we're saying, okay, 3 million documents have been released. Well, there are 6 million documents that exist. But where are the other 3 million documents? If we're talking about transparency, let's see them all.
3.5 million documents are transparent. A lot of things that aren't being put out are being held up by the courts. You have child that's in there that they're trying to hold out. There's a lot of things that are being held out. And the last administration very well could have put all this out there. If they thought they had a smoking gun for the president, they would have put it out here before the election.
The thing that makes me lose some trust in what you're saying is that they've also released victim names and they've covered up offenders.
That's the issue.
So that kind of oopsie to me, like, makes me more suspicious. It's like they keep putting more smoke, and then you're like, where's the fire? What are you hiding?
I think it's also hard, though, when you have victims who are coming out publicly speaking and telling their stories and doing press conferences. So they're taking a hold of their story. So it's hard when there are some names that come out. Yes, that's their choice. But in the White House, they are correcting things. The DOJ even put out a link. If the public sees something that needs to be redacted, we've had over 500 people reviewing millions of documents.
Yes, but if the problem is, if you see it and it needs to be redacted, it's too late.
It's too late.
It's already out there. You can't.
And the other problem is, why are they redacting the names of powerful men and others? Why are those names being redacted?
Part of the problem is this is so messily done.
Yeah,
that it's meant to keep everybody off kilter.
I honestly feel like this is a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because everyone has been screaming for transparency when it comes to the files, and now there's trying to be transparency with what's happening now. And even when it comes to the Clintons, you know, back in July of 2015, Republicans and Democrats both agreed. They approved the subpoenas, and the Clintons did not appear. January 13th, January 14th, neither of them appeared. And it took 6 months for them to agree to something. And they keep moving the goalpost. So if you want transparency.
But they have come, they are there now. And they're saying, let's do this in public. And if you don't want conspiracy theories, you must do it in public. You have to put the light on it. You have to put the light on it.
The Republican Party is not saying we don't want it in public. We're saying give us depositions like we did with Jack Smith, and then let's have a public hearing.